This show is made possible by United Healthcare. Got Medicaid? Got Medicare? Get more.
Thanks for tuning in to Project Volunteer. I'm your host, Randy Lanham.
And I'm Theresa Rowe.
And we are so excited to be here today working with the Kids Cancer Alliance at their summer camp.
We happen to be at camp horsing around.
Yes, Theresa, are you ready to go do some activities
I'm
with
ready.
the kids?
Let's
go! What was that? Have you ever wondered what nonprofit organizations do or about all their different volunteering opportunities?
Or what about hearing testimonies from the recipients of their care?
Join us on our journey as we walk in the shoes of a volunteer for a day and find out about some amazing organizations that are literally changing the world.
And along the way, meet some true surprising heroes making a difference in the lives of others as we feature another Project Volunteer.
So Shelby, you're the executive director, right? So
Correct.
How long have you been the director and how did you get here?
Sure. So I actually became involved with Indian Summer Camp and Kids Cancer Alliance when I was a college student, and I signed up to be a volunteer camp counselor, and immediately fell in love with the camp and the kids and was so inspired. I fell in love and knew it was something that needed to be a part of my life. So I was a volunteer for 5 years, and then we were a completely volunteer-ran organization at the time. So I was actually hired as the first full-time executive director about 9 years ago. And so now I'm actually blessed enough that I get to do this full-time as my job year-round.
It's an awesome place, an awesome job that you have, awesome staff, a lot of volunteers here.
Yes.
So how many volunteers does it take to run? We're at camp right now.
Correct.
Camp horsing around.
Yes.
So how many volunteers does it take?
Yeah, so for our summer camp programs, we host 4 weeks of summer camp. 2 of those weeks are for oncology patients, and 2 of the weeks are for siblings. And throughout all 4 of those weeks, it takes hundreds of volunteers to make it possible. So depending on the capacity of each week and how many campers are there, it kind of fluctuates in numbers, but we have anywhere from 30 to 50 volunteers that are volunteering for each of our 4 weeks of camp.
Wow. Okay, tell me the history behind Kids Cancer Alliance and how it got started and the mission and the purpose.
Sure. So our first week of Indian Summer Camp was in 1981, and it was started by a group of folks that saw that kids with cancer were really struggling with the quality of life needs, and they needed to get to know other kids who were going through similar circumstances. So they started Indian Summer Camp. They thought, what better place for kids to create those memories and friendships and give them hope and their childhood back than a camp, a summer camp. So they started camp 1981, so it's been around quite a while. And it grew from there. Those same volunteers recruited med staff from the medical facilities here in Kentucky. So many of them volunteer their time as well, so that they're taking care of the medical needs of the kids.
Okay.
And then we have other volunteers who are volunteering as counselors, arts and crafts staff, activities staff, really making our camp come alive. And those same volunteers are actually planning a lot of those same activities year round. They're planning the camp. It really takes an entire year of planning, and our volunteers are an integral part of that. Even though about 9 years ago we started hiring staff, we have a small but mighty staff that are paid, but our volunteers are still a huge part of making our programs possible.
Absolutely. And the volunteers that I've talked to, some of them, they actually attended the camp, and they have such a heart and a passion for just being here and just helping out and serving others. It's an amazing organization, amazing what you're doing out here. So throughout the rest of the year when you're not at camp, what are some volunteer opportunities that you have?
Sure. So Kids Cancer Alliance is now offering, besides our 4 weeks of camp, we offer a family retreat, a teen weekender. We do in-hospital programming at both of Kentucky's medical facilities that treat pediatric oncology patients. We have in-hospital programming that we do. We also have financial assistance that we provide, as well as quarterly events. And all of those programs require volunteers to make them possible. We also have quite a few committees, whether it's a fundraising or an event committee or a planning committee. We have a variety of ways that people can get involved and volunteer throughout the year.
Thank you so much, Shelby.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. So to go boating, they have to have a life jacket, and so the first thing we have to do is make sure that it's not too loose and not too tight at the same
Okay.
time. So Bailey, let's try this one on, and then we'll see.
This one looks a little big, doesn't it?
That one might be a little
Definitely
big.
be floating.
Yeah, let's try a small one.
What about this
Trinity,
one?
you're not gonna.
That
do
one
this
may be about
either.
the same.
Wonder what about that blue one might work
Okay.
for Trinity.
And this one.
We
Okay.
want. Got it.
You girls excited about going out on the
And
boat?
then we just have to buckle them up.
Buckle them right here.
Yep. And then we can tighten them if we need to.
Okay.
For you.
Okay. This one doesn't have a bottom. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, it does. Perfect.
Here. It just needs to be loosened.
Maybe. There we go.
Okay.
And then we can tighten them up.
All right. If it'll go in.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then make sure. You're not going? All right.
Let me just leave that there. and bring it
Yeah.
through. Okay.
That should be. So we just have to go over here and get a kayak.
Okay.
And we have to put it like towards the edge so that they can get in.
All right. So is there any certain way to get the kayak? Just
That-
pull it.
We're gonna try our best. So I know that that part has to be like the part in the water.
Okay.
And then that way they can whoop, get in, and then we kind of just
Like there?
scoot them out. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and get it.
Yeah, go ahead and get in
This looks like
and
fun.
then get comfortable. Is there a seatbelt or is that just something you can hold on to? Something you can hold on to, okay.
Have you ever been kayaking before?
I've never been kayaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
And then we
fun.
just push her in and then she pulls out the, actually, go ahead and pull this out that way. And then we'll push you in. Thank you.
Yep.
Woo! And then you just paddle. And when you want to come back, you can come back. All right, who's next?
All right. Who's next?
Can I have a blue one?
Sure. Blue's my favorite color. Very partial to blue.
Thank you.
All righty. I think there's a little. Is there a seatbelt or
Handles if
maybe
you need
not?
'em.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Have fun. Whoa!
Next one. Thank you, Miss Jen. You must be a pro at this.
Looks like it. Have you done this before?
Yeah.
You look like it.
Thank you.
So Laura, how long have you been volunteering here?
I was actually a camper before I was volunteering, but I've been volunteering for about 11 years. I did miss one summer.
Okay, so you said you were a camper. Tell me about that.
I was actually a very shy girl, and camp actually helped me come out of my shell. I made some really good friends as a camper, and it was like a second home. Or a second family. I couldn't wait to come every year. Actually, the first year, my mom was the first person there, and I was so mad because I didn't want to leave yet. But when I graduated, I got to come back and be a counselor, and I love it even more because I get to help other kids like my counselors help me. So I come back every year.
So as a counselor, how many girls are you surrounded with?
This year we have 11. I started with 9, but then other girls showed up, and then a few wanted to move to my cabin, and I can't say no. If we have the bed, I say yes, come join.
So thank you so much, Laura.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
So girls, so what are we fixing to do right now?
Paddle boating.
Pedal boating. Now I don't know that I've ever been on a pedal boat. I'm a little bit nervous.
I don't
Y'all
know if
cool
I'd
with
let him
this?
on the paddle boat.
Okay.
Don't stand up or do anything crazy, because if you like stand up and you're moving around a whole lot, it'll flip. So I mean, I don't mean that you can't like move at all, because
Right.
you can. Just don't stand up and go woo.
I was gonna do that. That just
Crazy.
ruined my whole day. But I'm gonna take your advice and I will not do that.
Just sit
no
still.
move. Can I breathe?
Yes.
No.
In. Out. Okay, now you are gonna have to teach me what to do. You're sitting in
Okay.
front with me, right?
Yeah.
We got the paddle, we have the steer, and all that. And y'all are sitting in the
We
back.
just get to chill out, right, Trinity?
Yes.
We're just going to chill
y'all
out in the
chilling?
back. We're going to take some deep breaths. She's going to tell me about the camp, what she loves about it. We're just going to enjoy the ride.
Sounds good.
How about
Y'all
that?
ready to get set?
Yeah.
All right.
Are
So,
Are you ready?
yeah, well, that's a good question. So, Haley, tell me your favorite thing about camp.
I don't know. Everything is so much fun.
What's your favorite
Lunch.
activity? Lunch? Oh, definitely lunch. That was a given. But after lunch or before lunch, what about some of the activities? Like pedal boating.
Yeah.
You
Well,
probably
it's
never
not
had somebody as awesome as me on a pedal boat before. You see me pedaling?
Well, I mean, Trinity's pretty awesome though.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So tell me what you like. What do you like about camp?
Well, so far, arts and crafts has been a lot of fun. They do big projects like we made this like wooden frame to like put pictures on. That was really fun. We got to paint it. We had to like hammer it down, and it was fun. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was
That's
really
awesome.
fun.
That's awesome. What would you say? You know, there's a lot of volunteers that work here.
Uh-huh.
And the show that we're doing, we just kind of want to inspire people to go out and volunteer
Yeah.
for different things. You know, the Lord gives us all different talents, and different people volunteer at different places. But,
Yeah.
you know, the volunteers that come here to camp, I mean, how important do you think that is? What does it mean to you?
Well, it's really important because, like, you know, we've been through a lot, and we kind of just need people to help us out, and just it's nice for them to, you know, I like how they're able to come here and just be happy to be here with us, even though sometimes we can be a little crazy.
Crazy's okay.
Yeah.
It feels
Sometimes.
good, don't it?
Yeah.
So a lot of good people here volunteering.
Yeah, I mean, they're so nice to me. It's really nice to just be around here and know that nobody's ever gonna like lash out on you, anything like that. So I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What do you think about the volunteers that are helping out here? Obviously, it takes a lot of volunteers at a camp like this.
So throughout the year, we between this camp and next year's, they have a lot of fundraisers, and all of this obviously wouldn't be possible without all the volunteers who donate money, and they donate their time for like a really good cause. And it means so much to us because in having cancer, especially at young ages, we get so much taken away from us, and here we kind of get a sense of that back. And it's like cancer kind of like took over our childhood. It kind of took that. That's how I feel like it took it away from me. Sorry. And I like coming to camp because I get to have that back. Like I get to run around and be free, and I get to be a kid again. And none of that would be possible without the volunteers. The counselors are amazing. Great.
What about your counselor? Tell me about her.
Which one? Laura?
You have several. What about,
Yeah,
I
we
spoke
have
with Laura.
3, I think.
Okay.
So there's Laura, there's Rachel, and there's Allison.
Oh, wow.
It's like they're all really compassionate, and I love how, they give their time to do what they do for us, and they give their time, they spend a week with us, and they don't just kind of volunteer so that they can say they volunteer, but they actually, put their hearts into
Actually
it.
care. You can tell they're all in.
Yeah.
I'm roasting out here, guys.
Me too.
Okay, Hannah, thank you so much. We're so excited to be here at the camp today, but you work for the Kids Cancer Alliance. Can you tell us a little bit about your role there?
Yeah, so I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator for Kids Cancer Alliance, and it's a really awesome role because I kind of get to touch all parts of the organization, working with volunteers and every little project we have.
So today we're here at the camp. We happen to be at a place called Camp Horsing Around, and this is a place where y'all do several camps throughout the year. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so we have 4 camps every summer. They're each a week long, and we have volunteers come and help run the camps with us. So they go into the cabins as cabin counselors, they run the activities, arts and crafts, they kind of help with running the whole thing.
So y'all need lots of volunteers. How many volunteers does it take to put on a camp like we're here today?
It takes a couple hundred every summer, but we have anywhere between 30 and 50 volunteers for each week.
So if a person's out there watching the show right now might be interested in connecting with Kids Cancer Alliance, how would they contact you all? Probably the website,
yes.
Facebook?
So they can visit our website. It's kidscanceralliance.org, and we post all of our volunteer opportunities on there. We have volunteer opportunities year-round in the hospital at different quarterly events, and then of course our camps. So if they want to get involved with us, they can just go online and then reach out that way.
So kidscanceralliance.org is the best way to reach you, right?
Yes.
Thank you for everything you do, and thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us here at the camp this week.
Yeah, thanks
We're having
for
a
coming
good
out.
time. Thank you.
So Joanne, how are you doing? Thank you for letting us sit in with you on your crafts today. I understand you're a volunteer here.
Yes, I am.
So how many years have you been volunteering?
This is my 26th year volunteering for Indian Summer Camp.
26 years. That is crazy. That's awesome.
Because this
So-
looks like already one of my cats.
Mr. Wesley's over here
I know.
helping Theresa. What are y'all doing?
Yeah, explain what we're doing, Wesley.
We're doing fuse beads where when you can make a picture out of them and then you can heat them up and they stick together and you can like use them as a keychain or just as a decoration for your house.
That's pretty neat.
Awesome. That is pretty neat.
I was asking Wesley if he's been at camp before, and he said this is the first year in the older camp, right? But he had been in the younger camp before, right? So how many years have you been to camp?
Since 2015.
What do you like about camp? We were talking about that too.
There's a lot of nice people here and a lot of fun stuff to do.
And you said you like everything.
Yeah.
You don't have one in particular thing. So obviously he likes arts and crafts. And Joanne, so how long have you been volunteering?
26 years.
And that is a long time.
What keeps you coming back volunteering?
God told me to.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. So this is a calling, you feel like?
Well, I was diagnosed 27 years ago with breast cancer and went through the lumpectomy, the chemo, and the radiation. And as I was finishing up my treatment, I walked into the Brown Cancer Center and saw, on my way there, I was thinking about what I needed to do with the experience. As I walked through the Brown Cancer Center and opened the door, there was a sign, volunteer for camp. And I thought that was somebody telling me something to do.
God was telling you, he
what
gave you a
to-
big sign, huh?
Yes, he gave me a big sign. So,
And you listened,
Right.
26 years later, here we sit.
and he hadn't told me to stop yet, so I guess.
So you just keep coming back.
Yeah.
Is this mainly what you do, is teach arts and crafts?
I was an elementary school art teacher to begin with, and so that's why I've been in the arts and crafts.
So you took the gift that God gave you, and now you're serving with it. Not only did you teach in school, but now you're here at camp every year,
Yeah.
teaching as well.
Yes.
That's awesome. So Wesley, I want to know from you, what does it mean for volunteers to come in here and spend their week working with you, teaching you stuff like crafts and all the fun stuff at camp? What does it mean to you?
It makes me really happy, and they're really nice, so it just makes it even more fun.
Why is it important for people to find their gifts the way that God gave you the gift of teaching arts and crafts, and now you use it to serve others? Why is it important for people to find their gift and serve?
I think it makes you
It doesn't
happy, and I
be
think
the same
sometimes I get
color.
as much, if not more, from doing the arts and crafts here as the campers do.
So there's somebody out there, they're thinking about, you know what? Wesley looks like a pretty cool kid. I think I might go down there and want to hang out with him and volunteer next year at the summer camp. What would you tell him?
You'll have a great time there, and kids there will be really nice, and all the fun stuff isn't just for the kids.
Yeah. All right, so let's get back to work here. Work on some crafts. Thank you all both for your
I
time.
can't find any grains, actually. I know that's the hard thing.
Do you like to eat?
No,
Big top? You don't like to eat?
I love to eat.
You love to eat? I do too.
It's one of my hobbies.
Now, why do they call you Big Taco?
Because I am the one who came up with the idea about clean cabin. And Tuesday, Monday, like I made a special thing for the nurses, and some of the counselors and campers helped me too, but I did like flowers in a mug, and I wrote my own poem.
Tell me what you love about camp.
I love everything.
I know you love eating. You said that's your favorite thing. What else about camp do you love?
Everything.
Tell me your favorite thing.
I don't have favorite things.
Everything's your favorite, right?
Yeah.
This show is all about people volunteering. Now, if somebody's out there watching this show and they are curious about volunteering at a camp like this and they don't know what to expect, you've already said it's a lot of fun. Can you give them any advice?
I would say that don't worry, camp is gonna be really, really fun. The more people that come and volunteer, the more fun it'll be.
I bet you've made some great friends here, right?
Yeah.
Some of the volunteers, some of the other camp folks. I see you got some buddies over here, lined up over here eating with you. Do they like to eat as much as you do?
No, not really.
No. You are the king eater, right? Hey, Big Taco, I want to thank you for your time. Okay, thank you for your interview. Didn't he do great, everybody?
Oh, yeah!
Okay, Leah, Destiny, both of you are here making what? What are these right here?
These are hand pianos, and we got to paint them before, and then we put these little tongs on so that you could play it with your fingers, and
I love it. They're both different, very colorful. Leah, how long have you been coming to camp here?
I've actually been coming 11 years.
Wow, 11 years, that's a long time. So what do you like about it?
I really like doing all the things at camp is so much fun, but really my favorite thing is getting to make new friends and meet new people.
Okay, let me ask you, Destiny, how many years is this for you?
This is my first year.
First year?
Yeah.
What's the experience like for you?
My body is sore all over because I have been doing a lot of activities.
Oh, okay.
And a lot more than I usually get to do at home.
Right. Well, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so girls, I want to ask you both, what do you like about the volunteers being here with you?
It's amazing that they're here and they can make this happen. I think it's really important to the kids who are still fighting cancer. Like, I'm very lucky to have gotten past that, but for the kids who are still battling it, that's really important to them.
Right. Okay, Destiny, what about you? How important is volunteers?
I really love the volunteers that come here for me because I know that they're here to make my time better and to improve my life and the people's lives around me. And it just makes me happy to know that there's someone out there that cares enough to do that for me.
And they do. And you guys care about them too, right?
Yes.
Thank you both for talking to me.
Thank you.
Okay, so Kent, how long have you been a volunteer out here?
I've been a volunteer ever since I graduated from camp, which was about 6 years ago.
Oh, wow. So tell me why you were at camp.
I had cancer, leukemia, whenever I was 9 months old, and I had a yearly checkup at the clinic, and they kept saying, hey, there's this camp, it's called Indian Summer Camp, you'd really like it. And I was hesitant for a few years, and then I finally decided to come, and ever since then it's really changed my life, and I know that I want to be here every year that I can.
So why do you think it's important to help volunteer? Obviously it's important, but for you, why is it important?
I just really like to make any impact that I can on these kids' lives, and volunteering anywhere is going to make an impact on somebody, and you just have to keep that in the back of your mind while you do this kind of thing.
Do you have a special story or a memory that you want to share with us?
Every week at camp's very emotional. You know, you never know if someone's not going to make it to camp the next year for whatever reason because they're too sick or whatever. So just seeing everybody at camp one week is just really awesome.
So you're going to keep coming back, volunteering?
Of course, as long as I can.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kent.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for watching Project Volunteer. We've had a great time here today at camp.
And Hannah, who's been our amazing tour guide with
the
Kids Cancer Alliance.
Thank you, Hannah.
She's
Thanks,
been amazing.
everybody. Y'all say bye.
Bye.
Now, how about y'all sing us out?
Everywhere we go, people wanna know, who we are, we are the Titans.
Randy
He's the coolest dude
is the coolest dude
in the whole wide world.
in the whole world.
Amen. Yeah, you got it, brother. You got it.
This show is made possible by United Healthcare. Got Medicaid? Got Medicare? Get more.